The Bluestocking and the Rake, written by Beverley Oakley, narrated by Beverley Oakley. Chapter 1. Christmas time. Jemima loved it, especially on a day like this with the sky so blue and the air so crisp. A thick layer of snow underfoot muted her footsteps as Jemima carried an armful of mistletoe through the forest to the small cottage she shared with her father. He'd be thrilled by the lovely abundance they'd used to decorate the cosy living room for this joyful time of the year. He'd be even more thrilled when Jemima would tell him she'd decided against taking up Cousin Susan's proposal to accompany her daughter Lucy to London for Lucy's come-out the following April. Showy events and society balls were not to Jemima's taste, and although the Professor had endorsed Cousin Susan's husband-hunting efforts on Jemima's behalf, Jemima knew he'd be secretly pleased to have his daughter by his side. Always, as Jemima intended would be the case from now on. "Ben," she called as she ran up the steps to the house, expecting the footman to emerge, ready to help her. To her surprise, the door remained closed and the house seemed strangely silent. "Mrs. Dawkins?" None of the servants responded to her call, so, a little surprised, she let herself in. The hallway was quite dark. Usually the candles were lit by now, though she could see the glow of the argand lamp from beneath the door of her papa's library. "Papa, look what I brought!" She thrust open the library door, but remained on the threshold for the moment it took for her eyes to adjust to the gloom. Across the Aubusson rug she could see through the window the brightness of the snow. Usually Mary, their housemaid, would have drawn close the curtains and have made up the fire by now. Jemima went to the hearth and dropped the mistletoe upon the polished marble as she looked about her. Something wasn't right. She glanced at the walls. Her father's favourite pictures stared down at her. Hannibal crossing the Alps on an elephant, Capella's sermon of John the Baptist before Herod. A dozen glass eyes glowed from various positions about the room. They belonged to the many small stuffed animals her father had studied in his earlier days, before he'd become wholly obsessed with discovering the transcription of his most important find. It was a project which had come to consume Jemima too. Nothing seemed out of place, and yet she sensed danger. An unaccountable prickling sensation at the back of her neck warned her to retreat, but instead she took a step further into the room, calling again, more tentatively, "Papa?" The faintest of groans drew her attention to the shadow.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?